Kadanchi, Pimalin Tronkola, Didon. Tartalhuna Sambu Kanonzi, Orgyen Ranyak Sorvandi, Showman Chuje Yinja, Podoni, Tuson Sonji Ganja. Ronsen Chukungonsa, Tunzip, Tabu Lam, Shabla Sorvandi, Sasamadunga, Chandra Chejin Chen, Yason Mepon Shiva Jal. Sem chen tan da nyurdu donchu na tamba namju nuntu tsardu so. Good morning. I don't need to mention to you, but when we follow up the tradition of the Buddha's path, I need to remind, to generate bodhicitta. And to put attention about compassion or the more concerning about warm heart or kindness towards to another sentient beings. And that is the most important. Why? Because in order to achieve excellent happiness, that is we call the enlightenment, Buddhahood. And that the enlightenment or the Buddhahood, this achievement is not existent in the externally, and this one comes from in our mind or from our mind, and also it's really possible or not possible. Maybe we have sometimes doubt, difficult to believe. And of course, we are under the disturbing emotions. According to this, under the disturbing emotions, we have everything has such a doubt, even the difficult to believe our own self. Generally speaking, to say who you are, yes, I am. My name is this or that. I'm come from this or that. And reality, we don't know. Even we have such a doubt our own self. Who am I? Where am I come from? And really, am I have mind? Really, am I have body, verb? And more when we analyze, more we are searching, it's very difficult to find something substantially, some existence things, body, verb, mind. But generally, general way, or we globally to think about our mind, our body, our verb. Its body is here in the moment or the present moment. We don't know on the past our body. We don't know in the future body, but in the present moment, yes, my body is here. I have sensation, I have feeling, my faculties works, and everything is fresh. But this is also not a kind of definitive. This body is living in the momentary nature, but how it is the continuation We don't know. And we need to more to study. And the same as a verb, and also same as our mind. And then we can to look more in the focus in the mind. Mind can change. Mind we can to develop. Of course, our body we can develop when we born, just the first when we arrive in this world, human realms. Of course, we are very ugly, weak, cannot speak, cannot work. And then it's parents to look after us, to slowly to develop. And now we become adult, we can to manage, we are kind of powerful. And everything is we manage our own self. And body is also there can kind of development. Verbally also we can to develop, because it's when we was child, we cannot even to say properly mommy, daddy. But slowly to develop now, like we can to speak many, we can to say a lot, and like this. And then is mentally also there is such development. And when we was in the childhood, we haven't got much knowledge. It's very difficult to say. We need to study, we need to lot of to get experience. But more and more to develop, then mind is become more and more. And then as we give more education, mind is become more advantageous. And then it's like we, from the kindergarten until the finish of the university or graduation, and then it's like you university finish it, your graduation's perfect, then you receive the name of the doctor or the professor or teacher, and it's something, it's like become a special person and learned, scholar, wise, like this. This achievement from the mind. Body is developed, but only body verb, I'm not sure. The mind is too more developed. Mind can make our body verb is holiness. It can make the superiorities. And this is a truth. And someone's really there to give education themselves, to study very well, doing very well, and to think about the past, take example, presently to change into the positive way. And then slowly they're going up. In the middle of the human societies, it's become like a kind of the human sun and moon. In the space, there's a trillion, millions, countless stars, but inside, sun and moon is a very special star. Like this, some in the human beings, inside, there are some really extraordinary human beings. This is like kind of made by the mind. Otherwise, physically, verbally, we are same. The mind is to change the body. Mind is change the verb. For example, mind is developed to study, to have more and more knowledges. Maybe it's like verb has become more wonderful. You can give speech nice, and to give advice, and to become the like kind of a doctor, psychologic. And we're talking about like kind of the teacher of enlightenment, like this. That my meaning is like in the mind can achieve something 100%. When we follow up according to causalities, and in the Buddha's the path, there is the kind of the process, and like a kind of the one by one to achieve. maybe first path and second path, third path, fourth, fifth. And then there is also the level of the bhumis. And like same as our like kind of the schools programs. And when we first went into the kindergarten, then they changed secondary school, high school, universities. But university student sending into the kindergarten is very funny. Their achievement is like very high compared the kindergarten studying and high school and the university is completely different. It's like a kind of the different of the earth and the sky. Like this, through the mind, we can to give education, mind can achieve. And also in the Buddhist perspective or the Buddha's path or according to the teaching of the Buddhas, the mind is very important. We are more believer of the minds. And it's externally or the materials and the minds when we compare. Of course, most majorities, they believe the materials. Also concerning materials, believe the materials, take refuge into the materials, and day and night concerning materials, saying the materials, recitation mantra of the Om Materia Soha Soha, all the times. Maybe that is we call the materialism. And also it's like in the Buddhist perspective, we believe the mindalism you can to say. And of course, materials is a kind of important, but reality is not really important in order to have happiness. And when we look at the causalities, we are studying now causalities. And these causalities are very much inevitable, infallibility. And we don't do nothing, there's nothing result. If we do something, and then the result is all the time is never mistake, unmistake. Result is the consequence, or the result is according to the cause. Never mixed. That is the nature of the phenomena or nature of the causalities. The meaning of the causality is the functionality of the phenomena. And functionality of the phenomena, it's like this. And the negative phenomena, all the time is according to these functionalities, produced negative things. And positive phenomena also has functionality, produced the positive things. And this is the truth, this is the obvious. We can to look at the vegetations. Often Ami says, all the vegetations is produced by the four elements. But there's some in the movements changed. Some is poison, some is not poison. And this is like a kind of the certainly, it's the movement is something, and then it's like one is negative, one is the positive. Both has such functionality, and there's a produce the result. And result is a negative cause, negative result, positive result. And like this, in this perspective, then is how it is the mind. And mind is how we can to deal in these causalities. If we to do some negative, maybe we did some negative things, then we are happy or not happy, definitively the consequence is coming. And maybe immediately, or maybe it's the few minutes, maybe few months, few years, maybe many years after, but never ever rotten or disappeared, never. All the times is infallible or is inevitable, means we done something, it's never disappeared. If we done some negative or the positives, the consequence or result is never maturated on the rock or on the others on the shoulder. All the time is doer itself is come back. And in this case, then when we done some negative things, what you do? What can we do? For example, yesterday we studied 10 negative actions. Particularly, we emphasize to thinking about to taking a life. To taking a life or taking life, any kind of living creatures, it is negative action. And also it's like quoting that, not maybe you completely killed, but if you disturbed, maybe making problems. And also it's like any kind of not kind of concerning to the others, just like kind of ignored to the others. Maybe it's like kind of insult to the others. And also it's like to concern others is like almost nothing. And only I am, we say it's like follow up the ego cling, ego oriented. And then it's like whatever we done some harm or it's like unpleasant actions to the other sentient beings. Of course, most worst things we're talking about taking a life. All these things is negative. Maybe one is like we wander into the samsara. That means when we are like made mistake, we become very much confused at the beginning. We are, in the Buddhist perspective, comes from our own nature, reality. The nature of the body, nature of the verb, nature of the mind. It, like self, there is kind of miracle, discipline, or the movement. It's automatically occurring, naturally occurring. And when this is occur, this movement is sometimes it can possible to wrong way. We call the like kind of the basically there is we call the co-emergency ignorant, very subtle, very tiny, some confusion and occurred, and then it's like we are all the times there's kind of confusion, mistake, negative activities. And then it's since that they continue to travel it in this path until right now. And maybe we are kind of to follow up that path. How long we don't know. Maybe in the countless, in the beginning, in the past. But during these travels, maybe we done a lot of negative things. Now we understood that. Then we understood the nature, inevitable of the causalities, and 100% the result of what we done negative things is coming. In this life, or next life, or maybe in the future lives. But now there is one is the chance, one is we understood that this negative action, negative cause, negative like what we did, maybe still in there is the cause to be ready to produce the result. But maybe it's, and this comes from the mind, also mind can purify it. Mind can delete it. And like a kind of we changed the minds. Like we can to say when you are driving, car is like wherever you drive, the car's going just. Maybe it's like most the mind of the driver itself is very important. Maybe you are wrong, took the big some in the certain, you took wrong way. And then it's maybe it's like road is bumpy, road is not very good, but you took that. And then certainly mind is to change. Oh no, this road, the mind can to change, not the car or the bodies. But mind to change, maybe it's like to make more precise, to look the map, look at the navigations, and then it's the navigations to telling to us, to say, maybe map say, you go this path, this, then you can more highway, good path. It's like kind of navigations to navigate to us, to right path. Like this, when we are traveling in the ugly path of the samsara, we some at a certain point we lost and we took the samsara's path. And we of course driven many different vehicle, like a human vehicle, animal vehicle, many different. But now this day is we understood that our path is wrong. And then it's like ourselves, we cannot to manage. Then we need to say, hey, do you have a map? May I have some look at the navigations? And then there is the map, wonderful map, made by the Buddha and Bodhisattvas companies. And also we have a particularly perfect navigation system. It's a created company of the Buddha. And then we can look in this navigation or the map. Oh yes, I took a wrong way. Now how I can go to right path? Okay, there's you can in the navigations you go to this and that. Then it's maybe few mile you can to reach your own path. Good path, smooth and nice, and then you be in this path, and then you are going to where you want your destination very relaxedly, and turn the music on, and almost you don't need to touch street like this, and cars going direct like this. But to reach there is beginning a little bit difficult because you lost. Maybe to go to in the main path, there is a bumpy mud. And in the Buddhist perspective, we call that this is like kind of the path of the accumulation. And then it's junction means it's like you are almost going into the highway. Just a moment there. And certainly you arrive in the highway and then you say, now I got nice path. And that is in the Buddhist perspective, which is path of the seeing. Then there is no doubt, navigation is obvious. You have determined to understand. You believe, you have like kind of totally confidence. And then you can to go where you want, which is city. The city of the maybe enlightened cities. And like this, then you got exactly like this. Now we need to change. When we change, then we don't need to continue this negative path. Maybe if we don't change, of course, mind don't change, they continue. And beginning we take a wrong path, then they're going. Exactly like this, we did some wrong things. Then these wrong thing actions is building up the bad road and the road of the samsara, up, down, sick, problems. And like this, then it's like, therefore I may say it's more into thinking about the mind. And now it is the very, very important things Mind can change causalities, 100%. In your mind, maybe your causalities, others' minds may be difficult to change. Give a condition, even the navigation systems, there's no mind, but there are some system, like kind of the programs. It's telling to us to red path. And then it's to go to the red path. It's not navigation. It's not other things. We need to go to. We need to decide. Not by body, not by verb. Only mind. And also it's like if we don't listen to the navigations, we don't look at the map, whatever is in your thoughts, you say, I don't want to take this. Maybe you go to round. You all the time take ugly path. There says like without like kind of the plant, we took one path. But there's no ideas where we reach, where we need to stop, which kind of petrol station, where is the like to eat something. Nothing, no plant, just to take it. And sometimes we are falling into the mud. Sometimes we are jumping into the water. There's so bad route, but we are taking that one again and again. And like this, then it's like who can to bring in this perspective? If someone say, hey, don't take this path, change, you say, no, don't tell me. I want to go to dinner. This person cannot to change. Exactly like this. Buddha and Bodhisattvas and the enlightened begging to the sentient beings to say, can you change your path? And like says, please, can you change? And we don't listen. We want to, they're just crying, Buddha and Bodhisattva, what they can do. And we are just taking this path. And this is the truth. There is like kind of the most in our samsaric sentient beings. They never listen. They never kind of follow up. Oh yeah, I can to manage myself. I love my path, what you love. And you are falling into the mud and say, oh, this road is, I fed up, I want. Oh, you and the little coming out the mud, when you took in Sam your path. And someone says from the window, say, don't take this path. Shut up. Say, don't listen. And then what can they do? Nothing. But now we need to look at the navigation system of the Dharma and listen to the creator of this navigation, Dharma of the navigation. And because they have experience, who is like made the navigations, they're like kind of using the satellite or something systems. They made very nice programmers. I believe very much. Most time I'm follow up the navigation. When I go to some place and I don't know it, but my destination to put in the navigation, they're showing. It's like I'm no doubt, and I think sometimes maybe a system is a little strange, but I don't need to worry. Finally, the navigations bring to me in where I need to go. Obvious. And like this, someone's made map or some is like has experience create like this. And then if you follow, trust, and 100% we can to reach in our destination. And like this, now we are thinking about the mind. Very, very important. We are now studying the causalities. Causality is totally depends into our mind. And causality is like externally no existence. Causality is reality is in the mind. And also mind create the causalities. And mind can destroy the causalities, mind can master the causalities, and mind can control the causalities, mind can change the causalities. And therefore, we need to more focus on into the mind. And therefore, I may say it's like through the mind, surely we can to achieve the extraordinary happiness. And that is like kind of the most happiness. We say permanent happiness, forever happiness. It is the truth. And that is we call the enlightenment. And therefore we are like kind of the studying and causalities. And the mind is, how do you say, it's like most important things. Like we can to say, it's like when we are doing the negative action of the taking a life, and like a kind of the, there is a like a 4 element is completed, then you are like done very heavy negative action of the killing or taking a life. And also it's like a kind of the serious killing these things. These things is also is the doer is the mind, isn't it? Mind is first time have knowledge, to have the notion, which is the which animals, which creatures. And also it's the mind, it's not the body, not the verb. And then it's like a mind is put tension, and mind is like kind of the like a, how do you say, to create, or mind is like moved. And this movement, there's 3 things. Which movement we don't know. Maybe movement of the desire attachment, maybe movement of the aversion, maybe movement of the ignorance. And maybe it's according to this kind of movements, then we want to, they very much wish to killing to the other sentient beings. And according movement of the desire attachments, I want to eat meat, I want to have skin, I want to like kind of, there's many things like a kind of desire attachment, and in order to kill to the others. Or maybe it's like the movement of the angers, I hate it, and there's such a kind of aggressive way. And this is comes from the mind. And also it's the ignorant. Maybe it's like intentionally or without intentionally. If mind just want to do something, and according to the externally realism way or the internalism, nihilistic way, there's a kind of the different believer way. Mind is belief, then the mind is doing. And therefore, it is like a reality is the killer and the doer of the negative action, which is the taking a life, it is the mind. And also it's like we studied, is like these times many different, how you can to kill, and also it's like sometimes some beings, some human beings say, I never killed directly by my hand, and maybe I haven't got any the taking life karmic affection. Don't worry, it's not like this case. And our life all the time is involvement of the taking a life others. And yesterday there is like kind of the many different ways to like this. And then it's also in the, today we are, I think it's on the second negative action, which is like taking or like stolen others' belonging. Taking things belong to others. And this one is like you taking or the stolen or like stealing, and secretly, or maybe first one is the forcefully, and maybe when you have a little bit of power, strength, or like maybe high positions, but maybe you are not kind of the legal, but you are like kind of using your power, and you are like kind of taking others' things. It's the same as you are stealing. And also it's like sometimes you are like kind of secretly stealing, and like kind of the burglars and the owners without seeing, and secretly you taking. This is seriously like a kind of the outright not stealing, but like kind of not, how do you say, is the outright stealing. And like kind of the secret, and behind this is the real stolen. And then it's like we are stealing sometimes through the trickery way, deceptive way, particularly kind of when we are making the business. And then it's like manipulating to something to others things. That is also stealing. And yesterday they said, maybe someone says, I never stole or the stealed, or like a kind of the take others' belonging by the force, by like kind of through the like a secret way, or it is like a deceptive way. And I'm just making the like kind of the business. The others never did. Also, we are stealing, and in the particularly here is like more emphasized lamas and the monks, and these days see no harm or wrong in doing business, and it's like kind of the some many lamas, monks, and they are making kind of the business, and it's not really harm, it is not really wrong. You need to do some business, of course, and the ordinary people, they need to do some business, but also maybe it's like a kind of sometimes in our educations, in our systems, traditions, when you go to the university, what you are studying things, but education says how you can to win, how you can to make business, how you kind of present your qualities, and how you can to interview. During the interviews you need to say like this and that, and also when you have challenges and the business, how you can to like to overgo to the others your challenges. And there's so many, it's like this kind of educations, and then it's like very difficult afterwards these exercises. I make joke before. I have one friend, it's of course it's one our Dharma brothers sisters, I don't want to say it. Beginning we are working together, and sometimes says like, are you stay like this? You're alone? Yeah, it's okay. And then it's like, could you talk to more things? I say yes. Then it's after the 5 or 6 months, one day I said, I'm a little bit scaring to you. This person says, why you are scaring me? Because your mind is very much business educations, and I need to like kind of take care how you can to deal that, and I need to check your movement. I'm not curious to what you're doing things, I'm not, but if I'm something doing wrong, then maybe we have problems. And you are very, very much is kind of the political mind and business way, and it's difficult to how do you say, how do you say, and I took example. We made a stamp. And one is a friend of that. They came, says, begin, oh, no problem. I can do help. Don't worry. And I thought that means it's maybe free. And okay, it's like, yeah, it's my friend, it's best friend, is doing very well. He can do helps. In Tibet, you say help, that means it's really free, okay? I believe that, okay? And okay, I said, thank you very much. And then this person did. It's quite difficult. It's do like drawing like this and that, this. And then the stamp is finished. Yeah, it's just a normal way. It's you don't go to this. They do it. It's very expensive. For me, it's very cheap. This you need to pay. I cannot to pay that. And then I said, what can I do? I can't pay. And then this says, don't worry, I can pay for you. But I was very much disappointed. Next time and then we need to do something programs. And this person came, don't worry, I can do helps. Oh, now I understand your help. No, thank you. And to be obvious, I like this. Then I said, this person says, look this. And we have different cultures. And this person really took this project and like kind of says, no, not like this, not like this. It's like kind of you cannot move. It's a very, very much kind of the skillful. And to say, I can do like this and that, they take away. And you just paralyzed. You say, okay, yeah, okay. And then it's finally like this. And also it's like in the Dharma cities, our like building architectures. Absolutely I have there. And we can help to you fantastic way. It's even the Buddhist. And then finally it says 15,000 for the paper you need to pay. So, and this kind of, so then I say it's like, how do you say, it's a little bit kind of the business ways. I'm not sure. Very difficult to believe, trust. And then it's like when you are like think a business mind, even the monks, lamas, practitioners, it's very difficult to believe these days. If some lamas making business, or it's like monks, we don't know. It is really, how it's like kind of the tricky way, and like kind of like to develop. Maybe it's the honest, it's very difficult. Yesterday I said this, okay, maybe this person says, I can to help you, I can to do for you, but you need to pay this and that. It's obvious. And then you can do, or you want to order, or you don't need to order. And the beginning is very, very colorly, and then for me it's very happy. Sometimes business trickies and like kind of the wrongs. Beginning is not clearly what there's profit or others. Of course, sometimes in American they say it's like when they make trade or the business, and to say, okay, we do like this. What is for me is the profit, and what is the yours? We can to share like this. Beginning very much to make it clearly. Then is you do business. Maybe it's correct. This need through this we can to survive. We need to get something. Otherwise, it's like beginning something is like tricky with. I think it's wrong. And the idea there is to spend their whole life at it and feel rather proud of the progress. They think it's like kind of the proud. It's okay, I succeeded. And I like kind of made kind of the business. Maybe if you like kind of the tricky way and like kind of business way to cheating to the others and to do like this, and then you cannot to become the proud. You cannot kind of the progress. And this is also kind of the stealing. However, nothing debilitate, I don't know, and debilitate means it's like maybe it's a degenerate. Lamas, monks mind more than business. And normally lamas and monks and practitioners, and their mind cannot to become degenerate, cannot to make the kind of the contaminate, and like kind of right. And this kind of cannot, because you practice your recitation to meditate, then your mind is more positive development. But when you start the meditations, you is like most times your intention, most your meditations, most like these things to concern your business, then is the lost. Mind is become more very much deteriorated. Therefore, and the engrossed in these transactions, and nice English, engrossed in these transactions, like this process, like this way to carrying continues. He or she feels a little inclination to pursue, he or she studies or to work at purifying he or her obscuration. And anyway, there is no time left for such things. And always to follow up this kind of engross in this transition, business transition, and concerning all the time is mind distracted by the business way. And then is which kind of deteriorated in our minds, inclinations, like kind of the pursuits and the way, the path, or the follow up the wave of the business way. Then it's like kind of the deteriorate more and more to study the Dharma, to study the like kind of the positive things, worse and worse. To work at the purified, also like kind of the lesser, and the procrastination, and also it's like a kind of the, it doesn't work properly about the purifications, about the obscurations. And also we don't understand the nature realities. Generally speaking, we're talking about obscurations. And when we study the nature of the self, the nature of the phenomena. And when we are more approach the nature of the self and the nature of the phenomena, it can antidote to the belief of the existence of the self and the phenomena. When we have the wrong view of the substantially existence of the self and the phenomena, there is a true obscurations. The obscuration of the cognitive, obscuration of the defilement. And then it's like we need to purify that. And when we study more subject and object, subject of the mind, object of the phenomena, and we understood more crucial point of the essence nature of the non-existence of the subject and object. Then that is like kind of the such a kind of purifications. Why? When we study this through like kind of the object or the subject, we more understand the reality, what is really the principle or the really of the subject of its self and object of phenomena. And we say it's like there's the such occurring at the true accumulation merit. And why you say the accumulation merit? because this can purify the two obscurations. And then it's like they're linked, studied. Study is linked to the true object, nature of the phenomena, object, the nature of the subject, the mind. And to study more and more understand, there is naturally occurring of the true accumulation. You will call the accumulation merit or the wisdoms. Why you say the purifications purified? When we studied this true object or the true subject, and then his mind has become more transparent, penetrate, sharp, clearly lucidities. And then mind is more clearly then this obscuration, adventitious, or the cover of the mind is slowly go away. And then it's like it's like kind of the more developed the knowledges, more mind is developed, and then it's like the result we say is there's three kayas, two kayas, Rupakaya and Dharmakaya. That is like kind of this comes from, or the object of the nature reality, or the result of the purifications of the object obscuration, subject of the obscurations. And this obscuration is disappeared, and we have kind of the obtained true kayas, means like kind of specific body, specific kind of the mind has the kind of the such mind, like kind of the knowledge or kind of the wisdom, and like kind of the we call the primordial or awareness. And generally we speaking is the wisdom of the suchness, understood the self, and the wisdom of the manyness, to understand the everything of the phenomena. And these two coding the body is the Rupakaya and Dharmakaya. And therefore, we cannot deteriorate about the studies, purifications. If deteriorated this study and like purifications, and then how we can to get rid of the obscurations. And therefore, it is the like sometimes business also making a lot of problems, the mind. It is the truth. Of course, we cannot avoid about our business, because we need food, we need clothes, we need shelter, we need help to family, and like this. But maybe a little to try to be honest and make a joke. I want to sell this mouse to you, and maybe I go to buy maybe it's like some special companies. I can to get like kind of the special price, and maybe says like €5, and then it's put in my shop. I added €5. Then I'm selling to €10. You can to tell the beginning, yes, like this. You don't need to say blah 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 blah. Almost it is like you, like sometimes with tricky way, cheating way. Almost it says you can't find this kind of mouse in this world. Of course, there is many better than that, but in the present moment. And also sometimes the tricky ways to put maybe €20. And then it's sometimes also €20 may be very good quality, expensive. And our like kind of the generally expensive things, we all the times good things, but expensive things and sometimes not good. And then it's like tricky way. It's like, yeah, this is very special mouse, and any kind of computer work. Maybe your fingers you don't need to move. It's automatic. Almost this mouse is to remember your mind. It's very like expensive. But today I have something special price. I can to sell €10. Other ones is completely eager, want to buy. Oh yes, thank you very much to pay it. And the inside, I got it there. I profit €5 already, and other ones go back. Maybe this buyer is to see the later how much disappointed. And when you make business, you cannot complain later. It's sometimes, but most time not. But if you be honest, and then it's like this. I'm often to say in my life, I went in the Bhutan, arrived in the Paro airport, and I went to go outside. I haven't got any Bhutanese money, and there is one is the bank. I went to there. I said I want to change a little bit money, and there's one lady, very tough lady, and she says, "Okay." She's Bhutanese, and Lama, what do you want? I need to change. Maybe today is not very good race, but how much you want? Maybe difficult to find. I have 1,000 euro. I want to change. Her, not. Give me 100 euro. I will change. Look in the race tomorrow going up. Maybe tomorrow I can't get bank. I don't know. I don't speak the Bhutanese, Tibetans. Very difficult to know. And she said, no. Today also I'm like exchanging to you, and I'm also taking a little bit profit. But tomorrow is race. It's going up. Don't change. I don't want to change. 100 I can change. You enough. Where are you going? I said, okay. But in Bhutan, they never cheat you. You go to the look at it, and to look at in the bank. If someone's cheat, you immediately tell to the police that they can to help to you. I give you guarantee. I don't want to change. I was shocked. And like I said, normally it's like if nobody's in my life to telling to me like this. Then I said, thanks, Mom. I did say like this. I wanted 200. She said, no. And I insisted. I said, I want to change. If you get profit, I change 200. She says, you are very strange, Lama. Okay, she changed. But it's truth. It's the next day it's going up. And like this, it's like sometimes, okay, maybe you can to doing something benefit for them, but maybe be honestly to say, you want to buy or you want to buy, and this is price like this. Maybe not necessarily to sometimes when we go to some shops, electronic clothes shops, can I help you? Yes. This. Wow, look this one. When I hand is touch, to says, yes, that's your shoes. Quite really, you have very nice eye. In my shop is the best that one is. Really, it's very much suitable for you. And last time we sold this something, but it's like in the stock market. The stock is only one. It's no more. It's no more created. Maybe sometime I did stupid. Okay, thank you. I will buy. Next come back, they 100 they put it. And then it's like, why you say yesterday? They said, sorry, this is business ways. Like this. This kind of maybe doing is a little bit, particularly practitioners. Maybe it's like, of course, without cheating, it's difficult to survive the business like this. Anyway, there is no time left to the things to do. So all these working hours until he or she lies down to the sleep at the night, at the spend, pouring over his account. It's like all the times. Oh, I have 10 euro. How I can to invest? How I can to develop? How I can to I have 100. And maybe like this kind of all the times to like we forgot the meditation, we forgot the study, we forgot like this when we are practice the Dharma. I want to say it's like maybe during the study, maybe it's half an hour, maybe during this half hour, maybe we don't think about business. Completely get all, like can take out. Half an hour I want to study. Maybe half an hour I want to recitation, to recite prayers. And maybe during the half an hour, completely focus. Your business going up or down, doesn't matter, monies. Maybe you can to say it's like, oh, I'm going to meditate half an hour. During these periods, I don't want to think any. Then this is very good. Maybe during this half an hour, maybe you did some positive things more strong, not mixed, it's negative things. And afterwards, maybe it's half an hour finish it to dedicate everything. Then maybe a little bit like kind of say. Sometimes often to say in our European peoples, they save a little bit money, and then they are very much want to be enlightenment quickly, and says, I have a little money. Where is the retreat place? And there is like 3 years retreat. You spend money there, nothing arrangement for life. And you go to there, some retreat is very, very expensive. And 3 years, maybe you need a lot of money to spend there. And maybe you nothing prepared your retreat. Normally when we go to the retreat, how you need to, some is like instructions. And you need to transmission, you need empowerment, you need paid instructions. Everything you prepared, everything, then you need to go to the retreat. But without a retreat, and like kind of you received some few teachings, maybe you can to practice only the hundru or something, and then it's like your wishes are very much expectation of the one to become the enlightenment, and this huge expectations. Then you run into the retreat place, okay, and retreat is beginning is this person's going to retreat. It's a nice sound, and everybody says, wow, wonderful. Okay, go to retreat. And then you pay a lot and you go to the retreat. You settle in your chalet, in the like kind of the retreat place, very small, nice. But the beginning is like kind of the Dharma way, nice, okay. 1 day, 2 days is really you are diligent, you get the morning early, and also you be all the times on times. 1 month, 2 months, you are like kind of using mood, everything changed. And in the morning you need to get up, alarm clock said, okay, now need. Maybe it's like making the sound of the bells. I need to go to temple. Which kind of practice? And then slowly fed up. And like kind of maybe it's like they follow up the like schedule, morning sessions. Everybody go to their home. Maybe you are looking in the telephone, maybe looking in the internet. And these days, most time they need that. Without like kind of the internet, it's difficult to make the retreat. All the times needed like this. And then it's like, someone's calling me, okay, I'm in the retreat. And sending message, I'm on and like this kind of, it's difficult. Then slowly, then it's like a retreat place is become prisoner. But when you go out, nobody is bad, people criticize you. And you go, maybe you can't get the name of the Lama. And then it's like, of course, inside there's nothing maturations. 1 year, 2 years, then it's sometimes psychology become mad, It's like present. And then in the retreat, like Sam a little bit, these days Dharma City is quite, our brothers, sisters, quite cooperating, nice. Sometimes in the retreat place, maybe sometimes there's 5, 10, 15 people. There's sometimes inside the war. It's you didn't clean the wash, you didn't clean the kitchen, you ate too much, I couldn't get food. You disturbed me, don't make noise. It's sometimes inside the war. Of course, luckily there's no gun and no chemical bombs. Almost they are killing each other. And they don't talk, and it's amazing. And fighting there. Then it's finally they become each other enemy. And then it's like it's like the guide and the teacher is coming and teaching that everybody is listening, but like this. How's your retreat? Nice. And this person is coming to like this. like this. Then it's like almost difficult to finish a tree. So someone's also few months they run out, say I'm headache, I'm heart attack, I have problems, health, I need to go to, then they go away. Like this. And also it's like in the retreat, you are not prepared, then it's sitting down, what you are going to, and how you can to meditate, how you maintain to nature of realities. Like this sort of like a kind of distracted mind is, maybe is not very good. And then of course, we are like kind of the business concerning, then it's a retreat, it doesn't help. And like this, maybe it's like maybe immediately go to the retreat, or it's like slowly, progressively, in the like kind of first our chapter, to searching that we are like investigate the defects of the samsara. They say it's one lama. Which one is the Longrupa, or one lama said it's like renounce in this life or something. And like this kind of the when we study more and more to understand the human existence, to understand impermanent, to understand the defects of the samsara, then it's like something not interest much in this world. And it's like a kind of the understand the like non-valuable of the material things, and also understand that it's like in this like kind of the life, and sometimes naturally occurring the contentment and like kind of the satisfactions coming, and in this kind of occurring into our mind is, then it's really is the simple life. Then is go to the retreat. You know, there is one, I think European ladies, one nun, she went to in the Mona and the retreat place almost 14, 15 years, they say. Even now the holiness to say wonderful, and like kind of during the visit, and he give the kadism, and she said it's the more and more interest. Now she's teaching. I don't need to say this nun. I respect her very much. She's way of the teaching is fantastic, very humble. How many years? Still she's want to go to retreat. This kind of person has the, determined, understood the kind of non-valuable of the samsaric things. And then it's like we to be the simple life. Whatever you have in the retreat place, it's enough. And like kind of maybe you have only to have some vegetables, maybe fruit, maybe hot water. There's not much choice. In our Dharma retreat, we are like hundreds tea we have. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe there's many coffee, but which coffee is delicious? I mean, every morning is using golden kitchen's tea on mine, and this kitchen's lamas on the so much, but still not satisfied. And there's no comfort like this. Then it's not very good. These persons do not realize that, in the samsaras. Really, it's like to understand the human existence, impermanent defects of the samsara, and also the causalities, and whatever you have very much appreciate. When you go to in the retreats, it's a great opportunities, like Pure Land. You like more and more approach to the natural realities, and your mind is become more like kind of the clearly, and the inner like kind of the development of the realizations more and more coming. And then you look at in the world, and Longchen says, sometimes look the miraculous discipline of the four element into the space. How is the moved? And this take example to look into your mind is, there is such miracle, this discipline of the thoughts, moving in the kind of in the space of the mind is. And then it's like more and more your pith instructions from your root teachers coming more and more into you remember more and more. Your mind is very happy. Your mind is not depends your conditions. Maybe your shali is a very awful, like there is one in the Mohan Rinpoche's monastery, this in Jelasongis, one is practitioners. He came to in the Dzogchen. His cave is still very famous. And he was meditate on in the one cave. In the winter times, half a cave is ice, water, and half is he sitting there. And he was there for 4 or 5 years. And sometimes 2 or 3 times he has a vision, like can talk to, like face to face, Guru Rinpoche. But he thinks I'm like kind of an ordinary person. Maybe my path is not very good. He don't care. I just like this, no, but maybe my hallucination. He continued practice. And then he went back to in the Mohan Rinpoche's monastery. Oh, he took again retreat. And then it's like a 5th or 6th times, then Guru Rinpoche, like then it's like talk. And he received all the transmissions. That means it's like his mind is completely purified. And then it's like this, he has this kind of conditions, but nothing problems, no suffering, no kind of the mad, and like kind of very happy, very cheerful mind, like this. Then his retreat is fantastic. Maybe he hasn't got much food, only tsamba, no butter, maybe no cheese. For example, Patrul Rinpoche, he was in the Yamantaka cave, and he has only tsamba, and even he sometimes there's no hot water, and his tsamba sack hanging in the near the river. Lunchtime he's coming with his bowl, and he took the water, cold water, and put a little bit tsamba inside and drink or eat. That is the lunch. And there's not much else, but mind is a wonderful happiness. And like this, then is to have the realization of the human existence, impermanent, defects of the samsara, causalities, then is the material things, and whatever we have very much like kind of the contentment is occurring into the mind. Then his mind is the more and more and more involved, happiness to practice Dharma, to practice your really is your pit instructions. Like this, otherwise it's like practitioners all the time, business minded is very difficult. Therefore, it's like kind of spending, pouring over his accounts. All the time is accounting and accounting and counting. And make joke, there's one person and living in the others, like there's 2 neighborhood. And every in the night, other one is like counting money. And he has maybe few, but he make like kind of a very funny way. And he's come back and he counting like this, like maybe 10 monies, like you round something, there's endless, you can do counting like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like he counting millions, I have millions. And then neighborhood is heard it like this, he thought maybe he has this money. And yesterday he counted 1 million, today is he counted millions. And then next time is he cooperating, someone's robbers came and killed it. And then they checked, there's almost nothing, maybe 10 something. He counted again, because he loved money, and he just in the comeback and counting. And finally he lost his mind, how to say, life. And like this, sometimes we have so much desire to the material things. Any kind of, not only the money, business things, their mind is very much deteriorated. Any idea of the devotion, renunciation, or the compassion is like the eradicated and concentrated delusion and overpowered him or herself. Like a kind of the deteriorated mind means by the business, all the time your mind is distracted by the task of the business, and then it's like a study is worse and worse, and meditation is worse and worse, then purification is worse and worse, then slowly lost devotion to the causalities, nothing, and like kind of the you make business, slowly it's like not much devotion to the causalities, and also there's not much renunciation to the defects of the samsara, and also it's like there's not much compassion to the soul suffering of the sentient beings. And these things are eradicated. Mind is absolutely full of the business ideas. And like kind of then afterwards, absolutely full of the delusions. And like this, I think it's we can do just one praise. I send it to you. One is a prayer. Okay, everybody. The Samantha Butters prayed. I sent this morning ZPI groups, and in the someone is saying that now is maybe it's eclipse or finish it or doesn't matter, and we can to recite together Samantha Butters prayer. Okay. Once afterwards, maybe we can rest, drink coffee, and yeah. So everybody is ready, and also it's a eclipse, and also I didn't send you, but our one is like Dharma sister, Uri, in Germany, and she is passed away, certainly. It's not coronavirus. She is maybe heart attack or something. And also you think this morning her husband or her families called me, and maybe today's the funeral, or and like he said it's like he's near her cup, her body. And then we just to talk, but this kind of the impermanent is, of course, first in our community, our like families occurred to her, and of course in our some brothers, sisters before someone, but many years it's never happened like this. Also this time I was very much scaring. Of course, like I need to concern all the human beings, but whoever like connect to these families. But some is our families got the virus, but looks like everybody is okay. I'm received the first time during this kind of the pandemic times. And therefore, maybe we also place to everybody's think to the Uri, this Germany lady. She's very much connected to me, and she all the time is taking care of me, and she support a lot of Dharma City, and also in the Sondopari Lotus, and also in the tea house, and she offered the huge Tara statues. And also it's like very kind lady, and now we lost, and this is a kind of in this life big separation, but our mind is very much connected. Maybe now at the moment her mind is a little bit turmoiled, but she is quite a good lady and compassionate, kind. Maybe she will to manage her path. And also maybe we have connections. If you generate bodhicitta concerning to her, maybe also we can to support, to add some things to prayer and prayers and sending compassions is such a benefit. Okay, to think Ulrich, then of course included all the sentient beings, and to generate yourself as the seventh bhatta, then we are going to together pray the seventh bhattas pray. Okay, la. Kunchu sengwe deche zaba san zalan tele rongyan xiongche seng owo rongyan tuje jengkrol xiongche nyingbe barda xiapse nche naso nongwa che de zenri jer korba laga jadan chamben naso ye zeme ye ngon seme ye do no lo son corn tam je ka ye chi la nin je ba ni ri do ma re chon ter te kan de zong bu ma lam je tam je chue yin po dong ta ngam bar zo ten zong ja xiu kan je ye na de ma xi rong yong long yong je de mi Orgyen ni ke me me to te nyari na song ji te Mari sem chen korban chama kamsan sem chen tham chi ji Jigme yadan ri par sho ganda sombo nga yi chong Ye chen me pa ya tun na te nye ya la rong xiong ri Xiana dor ke xuan ma ta ten me man ba zhe ma ku Te xe rong na xuan ma ku rong ri so la ni pa la Sa san jik chong ngong tra me do yang a la chao pa me To me xik pa rong chong la du pu su dong tu ngar me Ri pa sal cha man ga pa ngo che la ye xi nga Ye xi nga wo man ba le thong mo song ji ri nga xiong Te le ye xin ta ji pi song ji ye che za ni xiong Ye xi nga ye za xer bi chong tong zhu che tang bar xiong Te xe ye rin chen ma nyong tong mo song ji nga ye pi Nga ye ma la ta pa ye kam san kor bo sem chen chi Rong yang ri pa ngo xie ne ye xi chen bo ta ji xiu Nga ye zhe ba jian me che xie ba chao jia sang yin ji Gong la gong de na so ta Nga ye tu ji ma lam ji Kam sun kor bo sem chen gang ri ru ni ni tun ba xiu Dong bo san jian che ba na ye la ri pa ma xie pi Jiang yang zhen me tun me wa te ka ma ri che bo jia Te la he ji jar wa le ngong zhao xi pa sa zhen ju Te le dao yan zhan zhan xi pa xiao ran jiang te pa le Kor ba lu sen ju pa ra xiang te li nyuan ma tu nga ji Tu nge le la jian che me te xer sem chen che bo yi De me ma ri yan bar xia song ji nga ye ma lam ji Gan je ri pa ngo xie xiu lan chi xie pa ma ri pa Xie pa zhen me yin ba ya gan de dao pa ma ri pa Dao yan ni sen zhen ba ya lan chi ge da ma ri ni San qian gan jian che yan ya song ji nga ye ma lam je Kor bo sem qian tam che je zhen min ta pa man ba song Yin san zan ba xi dong ri fu rong a xi par xiu Yin za lo na te sang tim Qian ba chan mo xi pa le Ba xiang tu pa ran ji ti Si nor ku dong ni dong zhu Do yang a dong xiang ba nian na yang yang chao pa do pi dong Te dong jik ten char ba te Zong zang le la sen ta mi Xian ben zhi ba man ba ce Nyar bu dong ba ya da si Xie ni zhi ka ma ya re nga Song ji nga ya ma lam ji Do cha xian ba san qian na man Du pu dong wa xia ma pum Do xa xian ba char ma long Xi pa rong su lo pa yi Ri fa rong su san jir ni Gan to ye xi to par xiu Xiu yer jian tong wa la Ji zhao xi pa cha mong ju Dong pa cha ti pa le Zhan zhen de su rao pa xi Xie dong zhi ba man ba ce Nyar bu zu se du ri nga Song ji nga ye ma lam ji Ro ru sem qian tam chi ji Xie dong zhao po xi pa ce Pong lang ma xia rong so lo Ri fa rong so san jian ni Sar ba ye xi to par xiu Rong zhen gen ba jia Lan zhen sen me po lo Ja chou pu sem chi pi dao yan ta zu du ngar nyo Li tin zhi bi man ba ce Po tong nyong ba la re xi Song ji nga ye ma lam ji Ken sen xi pa sem qian nam Tese shi pa rong so lo ri pa rong so san jer ni nyam ba nya che tuen to cho nin za te pa pa cho ji da to yen mo su nga le tap sun den sen ti pa li so che la ma ni se che ri ba nya ru ni se tong song je nga ye ma la je den sen ta zu shi pa nam dan za ma xia rong so lo xi pa rong so san jer ni chen le tong me ye xie xiao zhen me tong nya yin ba yi tập tong mu tong je pa tong gia tong le lo te me pi je ve xia me xiao san cha ma song ji nga ye ma lam ji zhe me xin ba man ba la chen ba sa er dong xer vi Tome ye xie to par xio kang seng sem chen tam che gang gang ye song je nga dong nya chen min cher bu ye re song ta ta tuen mi li la xio li ru ma lang cher ban zha nga ne song je tong ma yang zhu ru cher bin de bu xie gang de zong bi ma lam je sem chen tam che ma lu pa 去见三藏家学，现前南角多见见，这没人把人杀了呢。忙了么多钱的大便的土三片汤这个，夜晚上呢晚上家，你大啥也三八万。扎东沙有熊巴王，你妈东角龙坡头。让你感到上不些，感觉头把的就那，看是三千汤钱，就得也忙了就。等俺人家找你讲，他的上级头把小，兄弟三球人不切，马西把那些就是鸡。一把两把没把当，公女公等别儿啊小，人生对生少不给咋干，站里少把没不也些着，可是用到钱不记得不呢？你路走派钱不浪的，I have now。